नमस्कार, स्वागत है आपका क्यूवाइव नेटवर्क पर। मैं हूं नीलू व्यास और हमारा खास कार्यक्रम हार्ड रियलिटी में आपका स्वागत है। आज हार्ड रियलिटी का एपिसोड खास है क्योंकि कल होली का दिन है और साथ में कल अंतर्राष्ट्रीय महिला दिवस भी है। तो महिलाओं की जो एक हार्ड रियलिटी है, आज उस पर बात करेंगे और हमारे साथ बातचीत करने के लिए एक खास मेहमान है जो कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट में एक जानी मानी लॉयर हैं, साथ में एक घर की सदस्य भी हैं, समाज को भी बहुत ज्यादा कंट्रीब्यूट करती हैं। तो एक महिला होने के नाते और वो भी एक करियर वुमन की क्या चुनौतियां हैं वो आज हम समझेंगे। और इस समय हमारे साथ जुड़ रही हैं कीर्ति सिंह नरूला जी, जो कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट लॉयर हैं। इनके बारे में मैंने भी आपको बताया। कीर्ति जी, आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है क्यूवाइव नेटवर्क पर। एंड फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, विशिंग यू अ वेरी हैप्पी होली इन एडवांस एंड आल्सो अ वेरी हैप्पी वुमेन्स डे टू यू।
Wishing you both also.
थैंक यू मैम, थैंक यू। आज ये खास एक एपिसोड मुझे लगा कि हमें करना चाहिए और क्योंकि ये काउंटडाउन शुरू हो गया है। लेकिन जो मेरा पहला सवाल है वो यही है, और ये सवाल मुझे पूरे साल ये सवाल परेशान करता है कि ये एक दिन होता है जिस दिन महिलाओं को बहुत ज्यादा स्पेशल फील कराया जाता है। वुमन इज मेड टू फील सो स्पेशल दैट showering of petals, showering of love, what not, but then it's just for a day. What happens to the rest of the days during the year? Why can't a woman be made to feel special throughout the year? ये जो एक दिन का मुझे बहुत ज्यादा ऐसा लगता है कि ये टोकनिज्म होता है। हम फंक्शंस करते हैं, हम बहुत सारी उत्सव मनाते हैं इसको लेकर। ये उत्सव हम पूरे साल क्यों नहीं मना सकते और क्यों नहीं होता समाज में?
खैर, उत्सव मनाए या ना मनाए, द पॉइंट इज कि पूरे साल हमें इस इनइक्वालिटी के खिलाफ और डिस्क्रिमिनेशन के खिलाफ लड़ना चाहिए। ये तो सही बात है। और एक्चुअली उत्सव मनाने का वैसे दिन नहीं था ये हिस्ट्री में। और आप जानते हैं कि इंटरनेशनल वुमेन्स डे बहुत लंबे तौर से एसोसिएटेड है विमेन्स ऑपरेशन और इनइक्वालिटी के साथ। 1908 में 15,000 औरतें न्यूयॉर्क सिटी में कैंप उन्होंने क्या धरना नहीं पर डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन किया था। डिमांड कर रहे थे शॉर्टर वर्किंग आवर्स, बेटर पे एंड वोटिंग राइट्स। सोशलिस्ट पार्टी अमेरिका की ने पहला नेशनल वुमेन्स डे का ऐलान किया 1909 में। 1910 में अब एक इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस हुई थी कोपेनहेगन में, जहां क्लारा जेट्स्किन, सोशलिस्ट डेमोक्रेटिक पार्टी जर्मनी की जो थी, उन्होंने कहा था कि हम लोगों का एक इंटरनेशनल वुमेन्स डे होना चाहिए हर साल। कि किस लिए? कि वुमेन्स की डिमांड्स रेज करने के लिए, और सारे कंट्रीज एक साथ करें। और यूरोप वगैरह में ये स्टार्ट हो गया। रशियन वुमेन जो थी, उन्होंने ऑन द ईव ऑफ वर्ल्ड वॉर 1 कैंपेन करा पीस के लिए। फिर उन्होंने एक स्ट्राइक ऑब्जर्व करी 1917 में ब्रेड एंड पीस के लिए, जिस जो 4 दिन चली, और जार उसके बाद was forced to abdicate, और द प्रोविजनल गवर्नमेंट ने उन्हें वोटिंग राइट्स दी. सो इंटरनेशनल वुमेन्स डे पे हमेशा औरतों के मुद्दे उठाए जाते हैं, जो खास मुद्दे हैं, और उसको लेके एक्चुअली तो कैंपेन करना चाहिए. ये जरूरी है कि ये एक टोकनिज्म हो गया है कि औरतों को कॉन्ग्रेचुलेट करना, या उनको विश करना या सेलिब्रेट करना इंटरनेशनल वुमेन्स डे. पर इसकी एक खास हिस्ट्री है, और इस दिन को भी हमें यूटिलाइज करना चाहिए, वो मेन डिमांड्स जो वुमेन्स मूवमेंट की हैं उसको रेज करने के लिए और उसके बारे में चर्चा करने के लिए. यूएन में तो आप जानते हैं इंटरनेशनल वुमेन्स डे 1975 में ही डिक्लेयर हुआ था. तो इंडिया में भी हम लोग हर साल विमेन्स ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, विमेन्स मूवमेंट इस दिन पे कुछ डिमांड्स, मेन डिमांड्स रेज करते हैं उस टाइम के, व्हाट इज मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट इन द context in which they are living in that particular year. So this is how International Women's Day is something significant, I think. और हमें जो डिमांड्स हम पूरे साल भर रेस करते हैं उनको आगे बढ़ाना चाहिए इस दिन.
आप एक करियर वुमन भी हैं और लॉ के फील्ड में आपने बहुत सारे साल गुजारे हैं. लॉ के फील्ड में और जो विमेन लॉयर्स की जो चुनौतियां होती हैं वो क्या होती हैं, और कोर्ट रूम से लेके जो बार ऑफिसेस होते हैं और कोर्ट के अंदर, अदरवाइज इन योर प्रोफेशन, डू यू थिंक दैट द गोइंग इज रियली इजी फॉर वुमेन? समटाइम्स पीपल से कि नहीं, विमेन लॉयर्स हैं, दे कैन गेट देयर वे अराउंड वेरी इजीली. ये एक परसेप्शन होता है, लेकिन ये सिर्फ मैं परसेप्शन की बात कर रही हूँ. बट आई वुड वांट टू नो योर पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंसेस, how hard it has been for you to rise to the position where you are in right now, ma'am.
Well, I really hadn't prepared to speak about this today, but of course it's a very hard life. And it's being a lawyer is not a joke, because not only do you have to spend some hours at work, you have to spend many more hours at work than the 9 to 5 hours that are considered to be office hours. And to be a good lawyer, you have to work even harder. You have to read judgments. You have to begin with draft. You have to run around courts. You have to do a lot of things which takes away all your time. Simultaneously, if you have a family, then you have to pay some attention there too. And the way in which our society is presently structured, and the burdens that fall on women, one of the burdens is to be the primary caretaker in the house. So women are necessarily spending longer hours, in the house too, than their male counterpart might spend. And therefore that much of time gets taken away from profession. I personally had to take a leave when my children were born for a few years, and sure, that affected my practice. And I think I couldn't go as far as I may have, or I left a few opportunities behind while I was working. But that was not that is something that we should change.
But
We should have socialized. We should have not only we should have for particularly working women, we should have more facilities. We should have creches, not only for lawyers and women who are there, but also for women who are forced to work. There are many women who are forced to work, who take their children to their workplace, the laborers, other women, and there are no facilities for instance, something like a creche for their children. There are no, they have to go back home, they have to cook. uh, Time use studies have been done, and it has been found that women spend a long long periods of time, even when they reach home, to do housework. uh, Not only that, they even in the rural areas, they carry fodder, they do other, feed the animals, they do all kinds of work. And of course this is a double burden. Of course this is a double burden. They have no time for leisure, they have no time for doing anything but their work, and still not perhaps be able to do it as satisfactorily as the other. But I
So,
think we have to give recognition to the work that is done by women at home. We have to allow that work, the care work that women do, both as both as far as the children are concerned and as far as the elderly are concerned, to factor in their thing. And many ideas have been mooted on this.
right.
Uh, we have asked for equal rights to the matrimonial property, which means that whatever property is bought by whoever,
Hmm.
whether it's the man or the woman, or whatever is acquired, should be divided equally between them in case they decide not to be together. Also, we have asked for the recognition, we have asked for joint pattas, that all land should be both in the name of the man and the woman who are together. We have asked that government recognize this. Some people have asked for wages for housework, so that the true value, the true productive value of the housework can be recognized. Because what happens right now is it is not recognized, that somebody, because of uh, working inordinately uh, hard in the house, are not getting the same kind of career opportunities that the men are. So I think
Uh,
all this is there.
Kirti ma'am, I mean, in all these years, it would be wrong to say that the women haven't uh, jumped as far as the progress is concerned. They do feel empowered. They do have their own rights. They are free to do whatever they want. But still, there are a lot of taboos, and people look down on women. Say, for example, people are quite judgmental when it comes to judging women. Oh, if she's wearing jeans, then probably she's characterless. If she steps out of the house at 2 in the night, she's characterless. If she mingles too much with men, uh, apparently she gets labeled with all sorts of names. How does really one change this kind of a mindset? Not necessarily that every woman who is stepping out at 2 in the night is somebody whom you can just so easily label.
Yeah. Well, you have to
How does one really
recognize.
change this mindset?
I think that mindset has to be changed right from the beginning, because I think a woman has to, a man has to recognize that a woman is a human being, just like him. And that can only be brought about if he's told that, if he's educated in that fashion, and not only at home, but also in the schools. And if there's a non-patriarchal sort of syllabus, and if gender
Yeah.
becomes a big issue in the syllabus, and at home. But otherwise, these kind of attitudes will prevail, these anti-women.
Hmm.
And that is why the women's movement has for so long been trying to just assert that we are also human beings. We also have need to have the freedom of movement, the freedom of association, and the freedom to do whatever we want as others do in our society. Uh, we should be treated equally. At the heart of this lies the lies equality and the recognition that women are entitled to equal rights in all spheres and equal freedoms, and that they are just like us. It is only because women have been stereotyped, and of course, Manuvadi thought is that women are secondary citizens. I mean, Manu clearly said this. And at present, the kind of burden that is being put on women to be good wives, to look after their children, as if they are not, in any case, trying to look after their children, but to perform rituals, to be the mainstay of the house, the main devi sort of person who is going to perform all the rituals and be burdened with all kinds of ceremonies and observation of fasts and this and that. I mean, we have to recognize that women are not secondary, but
Absolutely.
particularly, and that the family is not the beginning and the end of a woman's uh, life. That she has commitments to society just as others do. That she feels those commitments. She dreams as others do, and that she wants to be as useful uh, to herself, to everyone, as men do. And I think
Absolutely.
this is very important, that people have to recognize that. So if a man can go around wearing a pair of shorts, why can't a woman? Why is the woman's body looked at in a different way? This is only because we are looking at it through our gendered lenses. We are not looking at a woman as a person, as a human being, as a person in her own right, who can do everything,
Absolutely.
and that she's second to none, including being
Absolutely.
part of the
One last
armed
question.
forces. Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. One last question before I wind up this little conversation with you. What would be your message to the women who are watching this program, listening to you, and your thoughts?
I would tell them to assert the rights of women. I would tell them that they have to struggle for it. Nothing comes easy, whether it is the right of a woman working on the fields or whether it is the right of a middle class woman. Women have to assert these rights. They are they have to make sure that around them people do not browbeat them and make them do what they think is the right thing. Because you see, we must understand that patriarchal patriarchy is not only a system which, of course, it is a system which places women in a secondary position and allows discrimination against them, but it is also a mindset which is there in women too, and women also uh, become patriarchal in the point of view, and this is what we must guard against,
Absolutely.
and we must
Right.
assert and support women's rights, support their freedom, support them, so that if for instance ask for things like choice marriages to be recognized, and do not
Right.
say that, do not ask for women's rights in matrimonial property to be recognized. Ask
Right.
that women not be subject to violence at home or outside, and fight for women's rights
Absolutely.
generally. Thank you.
Absolutely. So no achievement really comes easy, but once again, wishing you a very happy Women's Day and wishing you a very happy Holi. And one appeal to the viewers who are watching this interview: share this as widely as you can. Subscribe to our channel. Also send us your feedback. Thank you so much, Kirti ma'am. Thank you. Thank you.